Hi, my name's Pete, welcome to the channel, and on today's episode we have been fortunate enough to be allowed on the Yorkshire Wolds Railway, Finbar in East Yorkshire, not far from Driffield, on what was the original Driffield to Malton Railway. I have made a complete series on that railway line, so please go back and watch that. It's interesting, we uncover loads of stuff. This is a fairly modern, new heritage line. Originally thought up in 2008 and work started in 2012. As you can see behind me, they've acquired a signal box, which is really quite impressive. I believe it originally came from Sprotborough, but it's now on the Yorkshire Wolds Railway. The reason they've got that is because there's some points there behind me, and this railway is about to be extended. It's exciting times for this railway. What they are after though is some little bit of help from the viewers and anybody else that wants to get involved. There's always volunteer work to be done on these kind of lines, whether it's painting or getting involved in the engineering works, whatever matches your skills. They need your help too. Also, they need help fundraising, so if there's anything you can do to help for this railway line, that will be most appreciated, and I will post a link in the description down there so that you can get involved and come and visit this railway. They also offer engine driving experiences, so you can actually come here and drive a locomotive. There aren't many places that offer that. I'll show you that locomotive a bit later on in this film, so please enjoy, and I hope you enjoy what I'm going to learn today. So to start with, the extension planned is going to go from these buffers all the way down to a further green lane, and we've got some drone shots of that to show you, I'm hoping. So these are the points what I was just talking about, and you can see where it comes from 2 lines down to the 1, and hopefully you can see some of the rolling stock that's up there that we're going to have a quick look around. Not going to show you everything because I want you to come here and I want you to support this railway. This is what they are currently using as the points. Got your levers here, underneath down there, moving this here, shifting across and setting your line. But this is currently under construction, the signal box. I'll get up there. I've climbed up slightly. You can see where the levers are there for the points at the moment, and you can see where the track splits up there. Now if we go here to the window, we can have a look inside. We are here with permission, so don't think I'm not. You can see you've got a lever there, and we've got all the workings down beneath. and then we'll go up there and we'll have a look at some of the rolling stock that they have. It is an engineering day today, and I feel quite blessed and privileged to be allowed on site today, and we'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on up there. So the Yorkshire Wolds Railway, I believe the idea was conceived in 2008 and work started in 2012. It is more or less on the original line for the Driffield to Malton Railway, certainly within a couple of metres. Now the Driffield Junction and Malton Railway line was created by George Hudson, the Railway King, and that railway line opened, I think, when did it open? In 1853, and it closed in 1958. So this line has been dead a long time. But it just shows to show you things don't always stay dead, because this one is coming back to life. And it's really great to see. It is almost at the original Finber station, which would be across the road, but they've put this temporary station in, or the modern station called Finber Halt. The station that never was, really. I'm excited to show you what we've got going on down there. There is work going on. Hopefully we talk to some of the guys and they'll be able to tell us a little bit more information about what's happening, what you can do to get involved. With our signal box there, a little bit further down, we've got some railway relics here that are for restoration, and there's a gentleman working here on one at the moment. These are kind of trolleys that may have carried milk churns or possible luggage bags, and if we move closer we can see the company where these were originally used by. You can see that on there. Two halves of a different trolley. This is all going to get restored. This gentleman's starting on it today, just by brushing it off, getting some WD-40 on there, cleaning up, seeing what's what, seeing what needs to be replaced or repaired. Definitely a lot of wood needs repairing, so if you own a wood yard, get in touch with the Yorkshire Wolds Railway, because they could use it. And we can see that, luckily, as we were mentioning, there are some original shapes on there around here, so they know what's going on, and they've also got the plans for what this sort of thing looked like. So lots of work to be done with that, and then hopefully we're going to get down there shortly. Moving down a little bit further on the Yorkshire Wolds Railway, we've got a salmon carriage here. This is for the future, because they're going to be loading rails onto there for storage, and also it's going to help them ship them down the line when they're doing the extension at some point. This area here has been marked for an engine shed. Now they have got a lot of the funding to do that, but they haven't got quite enough just yet. So if you want to do any fundraising for this place, please do so. Even if you just come and visit the site, or every little bit helps. They're going to get an engine shed in here, and it's going to have two lines going into it, and that'll be all set up again from the points from the new signal box what they've got down there. And we've got some more carriages here, goods carriages. I'm not certain what these ones are, but that one's dated 1933, and we've got a 1912 carriage there. I'm going to move in for you for the people who want to see. That's got a repair date on it of 1978 on there. And then if we look underneath, you can see what's going on under there for those that like the engineering side of everything. And then we've got a couple of goods carts here. Now, this one here, my brother's found one of these, a grounded one, in Driffield town centre, believe it or not, tucked out the way. It's got no undercarriage on it, but it just has the top half. And that's a grounded railway carriage in the centre of Driffield. And again, if we come in, we can see underneath there, these things are ancient. And we've got our buffers here and our linkage. just to show you what's going on with all that. They're disconnected, they're just buffed up to each other as close as they can go. Another type of carriage. Now I am going to show you this carriage here because that is particularly a special type of carriage, or I think it is anyway. I found it incredibly interesting. I didn't even know they existed, so kind of hoping some of you don't know. Now if you want to come here, come. It's easy to get to. You can see how quiet that road is there. Loads of parking. There's a cafeteria here and you can get yourself a drink. So we'll move over to what I think is quite an amazing carriage. Now that carriage behind me is quite special. You can see that there's a ladder up against it. They are currently working on it at the moment. I did ask about it. A gentleman who was working on there was kind enough to tell me about it, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about it as well. And this is it here. Now with all these old railway carriages, they need constant work and care. This is why they need the engine shed, because they can put things like this inside to work on, to protect from the elements. Now that frontage there folds down, opens up like this, and then if we look on here, you can see the brake there, this brake here, and that's got hinges on, and that folds down. Now if you look at these buffers, there's a part missing. That is so that this folds down onto the top of here, and then this would go to another carriage identical. And what this is for vehicle transport. And it does have access to the side, so you can check on the contents, and also should it be used for something else. But that I found incredibly interesting, and I imagine that this carriage is very rare. And if you want to see it, it's at the Yorkshire Wolds Railway. Now I've mounted part of the platform here to go alongside of that railway carriage. This is all being protected to protect it from the weather. And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to approach from that side. We'll come here from that side of the platform and we'll see what's going on down there. This is one of two locomotives they have here. This one has recently been started, and it turns out it needed a new fuel a pump and batteries. But we can see in there we've got a Rolls-Royce engine. You can see that. Look at the size of these wheels. I'll get my brother to stand next to this just to show you the scale of these things. Engines are massive, and bearing in mind this is a small engine, this is not a huge engine by any standard. So this one here is currently being renovated and being worked on. If you've got the skills and you want to do this and you're looking for something to do, get in touch with them. Or if you're mega rich and you want an engine named after you, come and plough a load of money into this. And then we've got some railway carriages coming up. Like I said, we'll go on to the platform next. I'm back on the platform now, and you can see behind me the railway locomotive that needs restoring. It's a Fowler diesel, is this one. I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is, if you look over behind me, over my shoulder, you can see some railway carriages. I'll tell you what they are. Beyond there, we have another locomotive, and I'm going to tell you about that one as well. So here we go, there's a bit of information there about fundraising for this locomotive. If you can help, please do so. I will put a link to this railway heritage line in the description, so please come and have a look. Again, we can see right inside the engine compartment here. Look at that. 12 cylinder, I believe he said this was. There's quite a bit of work to be done on it. And I don't know if you can see inside the cab there. I certainly can't because I'm too far away. But that's what we've got going on in there. Needs a restoration. If you can, do something about it. This carriage here is what they call a Mark 1 carriage. Now this one didn't have seats in it, so this has been turned into a museum. I'm not going to go in there because you need to come and see what is in there, because there is actually some really good stuff. It's pretty much mostly about the Driffield and Malton Railway, and there are some very, very rare artefacts. If you have an interest in railways at all, that's the museum for you. Although it's not huge, what it has got is really quite special. They've got your information around your Mark 1 carriage. We have got all bits of memorabilia lying around all over the place. I can't see the date on that one. It looks like it's worn away. It feels like a 1960 for that. There are some really old ones knocking around. That's inside your Mark 1 carriage. Please do come and see what is in there. Now they do offer trips here for schools, so if you're a teacher and you want your kids to learn about the railways and history, get in touch with them. They do all those kind of events here. Here we've got a milk churn, and that does actually have Driffield written on it there. Barely see it. This is a Mark 2 carriage. Now I'll just step inside and I'll show you down this one, because at the moment this is going to be a seated area where you can see the guys in orange down that end. This is going to end up being a cafe where you can come in, you can get something to eat and drink while you're at the railway. I mean, they're cleaning that out down there and it is looking immaculate. It's almost looking brand new. So you've got that to look forward to open. Down there where I showed you one of the carriages for luggage, this is what it should look like. Something like this, but I believe the other one's older. And we have got here your Driffield and Malton, your Yorkshire Wolds Railway. And then, believe it or not, there's a bench here that is actually an original railway bench. I remember sitting on these. I remember these things here, thinking it was meant to look like wood, but that is an original bench. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is that locomotive there and the brake van. So what you can see behind me is the running locomotive on this line at the moment, an 040 English electric, built in 1959, formerly known as Eddie. Nobody knows why it was called Eddie, it just was. After the restoration, it's got renamed to Sir Tatton Sykes in honour of a gentleman who lives around here, an important figure in the community and an important person for the railway. He has provided the initial land for this to be set up on, and is an advocate and pushes this railway to come back to life. Now that train there, you can drive that train. They offer driver experiences, and it's that one that you can drive. Go on the website and you can book a place and you can drive that train. I can't remember how much it is, but it's cheap. You know, you're not going to do anything else with the money that it would cost for you to drive that train up and down the line. So if you've ever wanted to drive a locomotive, that is your opportunity. I'll just turn the camera around so that you can have a bit of a closer look. Again, they do need the engine shed to keep these in. At the moment, I mean, it's looking pretty good. It's a working engine. What can you expect? It's not going to be a museum piece. It runs. You can see running gear down there. Look at the size of these buffers. They are huge. I mean, that's my hand, man. They are massive. But then also what we have here, you can come for rides in this brake van here. This was fully restored by the railway themselves. Took longer than anticipated due to the COVID-19 outbreaks, but this is now fully restored and up and running, and they attach it to this engine and they'll take you up and down the line. Now you should come here to support your local community. It's definitely a morning out or an afternoon out with the kids and family. They do have a lot to offer. You can get something to eat and drink up here. The parking is completely free. There's loads of parking spaces. Also across the road you've got a nature walk to go look around as well, so there's lots for you to do. You can see we've got a signal post up there as well and a few little bits and bobs. I would thoroughly recommend that you come here. We've really enjoyed having a look around. There's loads of grounded carriages as well, what I don't want to show on film. There's loads I've not shown you because I want you to come here and enjoy it for yourselves. And today's a beautiful day. I'm going to take some photographs. I'm going to put those up at the end, and I hope you enjoy them. I hope you've enjoyed this video looking around the Yorkshire Wolds Railway. This is at Finber in East Yorkshire near Driffield. And if you want a day out to see the birth of the heritage railway line and all the hard work that goes into it, come here. They give you tours. You can book the place for private events. So if you've got an event that you want to put on, you can do it up here. They will work with you to do that. You can also drive a locomotive here. There's loads of things to do to entertain yourself, and they will do loads of things to help people hold organised events here, as well as their own events. They do things at Halloween, Christmas and Easter. Plenty of things to keep you entertained. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I would just like to thank everybody at Finber Halt for being so welcoming, talking to us and teaching us about what's going on here, what the carriages are and things like that, and they will do the same for you. I wish them every success with this line, so please come and visit, and again, thank you very much to everyone at Finber Halt.